Hey everybody, I'm Michelle with Birdie Bloom and I'm continuing the Ergo series and we're going to talk about this bag today. And what I have here is the 9025 zip bag, or what it later became known as is the Ergo Zip. Notice I did not say Ergo Zip Bag. I said Ergo Zip. We'll talk about that. I'm in the process of rehabbing this bag slowly, and I'm going to show you some before pictures, and we're going to talk about what I've done and what I plan on doing next. And we're also going to compare to a bag I have in my possession, but also we'll compare to a bag I don't have in my possession. I'm going to give you another option if this is a style that you like that's very similar. So yeah, let's do it. Let's talk about it. This is the color Mahogany. And again, this is a 9025 zip bag, later became known as a Ergo Zip. So I mentioned in another video, I had admitted that I hadn't fully done all the research yet, but I mentioned that when they changed the name in the holiday 1997 catalogs of all of the Ergo lines to include Ergo in the name, because they did not originally in 1997 when these bags were introduced. When they changed the name, it looked like they just added Ergo to it. And for the most part they did, actually, almost. Again, I haven't fully done the research, but I believe all of them, except for this one. This is the only one I have noticed to have had a technical slight name change. And it's not much of a name change. They just dropped the word bag, but it was originally called a zip bag and it became known as an Ergo Zip. So I would call this a medium-sized bag. It is technically 12.5 inches long, 9.25 inches tall, and about 2.25 inches wide. So the strap is technically 16 inches total, but it has a 11-inch strap drop. So it's not a very big strap drop. Here's a catalog photo though. This bag was new in the early fall, so it was not one of the original Ergo bags introduced. They came out with the smaller ones first. So the bag that I wanted to compare this to, that I don't have in my possession, is the 9033 pocket zip bag. And here I go, I already made an error. So this bag also became slightly changed in name when they added Ergo, and it's the Ergo pocket zip. So it also dropped the name bag. So 9033 pocket zip bag, which later became known as an Ergo pocket zip. It's practically the same size. We'll talk about a little bit of the differences with a front pocket. So it is technically just a 1/4 inch longer here. It's also a 1/4 inch shorter. So just a slight change in the look of it. And it's a little wider on the size. It's 3 inches versus this one, which is just 2.25 inches. So there is a slight difference, but it's again very similar in size. It also has a zipper on the top. Its strap drop, I believe, is the same. I believe it's also, yes, 11-inch strap drop. So yeah, very similar. So I just wanted to state that because I'm not going to have one to show you and put on, but if you like the look of this particular bag and you like the idea of a pocket on the front, that might be a bag that's more for you. So yeah, let's try her on. Again, this is the color Mahogany. Really, actually cute. You know, now that I'm doing the series, I say, oh, I'm not an Ergo person. I'm becoming a little bit more of an Ergo person. But I love my duffel sacks. Actually, I might show you my duffel sack. I think I have it on the table here, and I've been wearing it today, my Nubuck duffel sack. Oh, that is cute, guys. Oh my goodness. So the thing with this one is it's the same on both sides, right? The same look. It has a seam down the middle. If you were to do a 9033 pocket zip, Ergo pocket zip bag, or Ergo pocket zip, you know, you have two different looks that you can get. And I think a lot of the Ergo bags, you can get different looks depending on what side you wear them on. They look good on both sides. So yeah, you'll have the pocket side, or you can flip it around and have what you see here, which is the seam down the middle. Not all of them, you know, the smaller bags, they look the same, but we talked about that with the, which I'm gonna try it on, the 9035 Ergo shopper, how it looks, you know, different on both sides, and you can wear it either way. I'm still admiring how this looks. It actually feels really good on my shoulder. I do like this strap drop. This is a really comfortable bag, and I can see why it's super popular as well. I don't see why the smaller ones are so popular, though. Oh my gosh, people love those things. Especially the younger generations, they are all about these like armpit bags, all about them. You know, the ones that you're like wearing all the way up here. This isn't an armpit bag. I don't consider this one an armpit bag, but yes. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm admiring it. That is so cute. Let me just show you real quick though, a bag I've already talked about, the 9035 shopper, which I'm also obsessed with. Here, we'll wear it. You know, this one has the pocket on that side. This is a bigger bag, okay? Longer strap drop. I just wanted to show you in comparison. This bag is huge. I had no idea. I've already said that, but I'm just reiterating it. And you know what's funny is I thought this bag was bigger. I thought, when you look at it, I thought that this was a bigger bag, but it's not. Isn't that crazy? So, boop, boop. Again, that strap is dropping, that double strap, but I do like the double strap. Cute. So this one zips, hence the name Zip Bag. Remember, we have a mini zip too. The mini zip, I'm getting them mixed up. Yeah, the mini zip just has, it's smaller with the longer handle. The mini satchel is the one that's the itty bitty one that you see, that looks reminiscent of the Coachtopia line. Or Coachtopia looks, or a lot of the bags in the Coachtopia line. There's a lot of bags in Coachtopia. I don't mean to say that they're only doing the little mini Ergos, but this particular one I think was made in Costa Rica. It was in 1998. Oops. So technically this would have had the name Ergo in it when it was being sold, right? Because in 1998 they had already added that name Ergo. And then you just have this big cavity in here. Oh, so I mentioned I was going to show you before and after pictures. So here's some before pictures of what this bag was super dry, didn't really have a great shape, kind of looked gross, honestly. And here I am showing you, I'm putting leather CPR on it. And do you see how like you get that line that, or the, like how quickly it soaks in when you put the leather CPR on, or any conditioner for that matter? That's an indication that your bag is very dry when it just like soaks that up. But I buff that in with, when I say buff, I'm using a cotton pad. I do like to do that step. I don't just rub it in with my fingers. I like to use a cotton pad. I think it helps buff it too, and it helps to distribute it really well, but I do that. And in this case, because this bag was so dry, I know I tell you guys, and I still stand by this, but sometimes different approaches need to be taken, that you just start out with one layer of conditioner, typically, and let that soak for days. In this case, when I see a bag absorbing the conditioner like that, and it leaves these types of marks that you see there, the conditioner marks, I do wait a little bit until it visually looks like the bag has absorbed the conditioner, and then we'll apply a second coat, and then I wait 3 days to a week or longer, depending on my schedule. In this case, it's been 3 days, I think, and I may or may not do more of it today, but I will definitely put another coat of leather CPR on it. I think that's all it's gonna need. It actually has really good coloring. The sides are a little bit more dry still though. But do you see how beautiful that looks, guys? This was just a couple of coats of leather CPR and some rest. Rest is so important when you're bringing a bag back to life. It's so important, okay? But look at the, oh my gosh, I am obsessed. So what you're seeing here, these are the stretch marks. These are the natural characteristics of this leather. And it is stunning in my opinion. I'm seeing on camera a little mark here that I cannot see otherwise. I'll have to look at that, but that might also be just a leather marking. But look at that. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with it. And if you prefer a little smoother of a leather, this side is a slightly smoother, but it does have some green, it has some like stretch marks to it as well, but oh. And this bag is so soft. It was definitely used. Beautiful. Well, what I also want to show you, oh, and the strap kind of after conditioning it and kind of just setting it up, it kind of stood up pretty good. So I didn't really have to do much as far as getting that to stand up. It kind of wanted to, I guess. It was not originally. But here I did flip this bag inside out. And this is a technique I use. If a bag is super, I'll talk about this. If a bag is super dirty, I will submerge it in water. I'm talking about a gross bag. And for a long time, I was getting like the dirtiest of the dirtiest bags. I was getting, because I was learning. I was trying to like find my way, right? So yeah, and I still will do that because it's amazing. It does work. But I'm getting away from mentioning stuff like that because of how other people might do it and what I guess everybody thinks you should do when you're submerging a bag in water, when you're washing a bag, when you're washing a leather bag. The word dunking, I was using that word too because I'm literally dunking it. But what's happening are people are soaking these for long periods of time. It's totally unnecessary. So if I have a dirty bag, I may not even need to submerge it in water. I may just soap it up really good, scrub it, get it all sudsy, and then rinse it underwater. I may do that. And I may do it one side and then flip it inside out and do the other side. It is getting pretty saturated at that point, but yeah, it's not necessarily, it's not being soaked in water for long periods of time. I don't recommend that. I'm not sure I've ever done that. If it's going fully in water, it's just to wash it, rinse it. My hands are always on it. It's just, I don't find it necessary. So anyways, I'll get off of that soapbox. I guess that word dunking, that's what it's or some people think that's what it means. And I'm advising against it. It's not necessary. Okay. That being said, I did not submerge this even in water. I didn't actually even use water. So that's another thing. Do you always need to like soap and wash your bags, whether it be with Lexol soap, surface washing, or with Saddle soap? I'm a fan of both. There's other things, right? But no, you don't. You don't always have to. In fact, I always pretty much recommend that you just condition your bag first, let it sit and see what happens. And when I say condition it good, like take care of it. Leather CPR does lift dirt. I see it lifting it. It's actually known as a cleaner as well, a leather cleaner. So I think that's a really great place to start. There are other conditioners that other people recommend. I'm not necessarily against them. I'm not for all of them, but there are other options. It's just what I use a lot. And yeah, so recommend starting there. But that being said, yeah, I did not soap this bag at all. The inside was kind of dirty though. It wasn't too bad. It was a little grungy. And so let me tell you what I did. And I don't think I have a picture of all of it, but you do see here that zipper that does patina verdigris, that green stuff, it gets on the zipper and then it kind of gets on that leather. You see that marking there? All you do, and it doesn't necessarily take it away 100%, but using a suede brush and a suede eraser will lift a lot of that really nicely. And you can see that here, that it's practically gone. But what I also did is I brushed the entire bag. It loosens up, or it gets any loose dirt off. It also helps to kind of like rough it and fluff it a little bit, soften it. And yeah, and it also will help with maybe oils that might get embedded. At the bottom though, there is some crusty stuff, some crustiness. And again, I don't think I had a picture of this, but I removed it completely by taking a microfiber towel that I had just put a little bit of water on and kind of scrubbing it that way. I waited until it dried and then I brushed the rough again. And that's all I did. So basically spot cleaning, brushing it completely, but spot cleaning the inside. That's how I got the inside of this bag clean, and it looks really nice now. So, and it feels nice too. Yeah, sorry, that was really long. I don't know, maybe I should separate that, but that being said, do I want to separate it? Do I want to make a separate video on it? I don't think so. But thanks for sticking with me if you did. Okay, so I showed you the Ergo here, the 9025 Zip, Ergo Zip, or Zip Bag, how it was originally named. Told you there's a good size comparison with a front pocket. That would be the 9033 Pocket Zip Bag or Ergo Pocket Zip. And I showed you how much larger that Ergo shopper is, that 9035 Ergo shopper is compared to this bag. Do you want to see how much smaller the zip or, yeah, let me do that. Let me get the pocket zip real quick. Sorry, I said pocket zip. No, I wanted to get this one. This is the, mini zip, Ergo mini zip. And why? Because they're both zip bags. I guess I could also show you the Ergo mini satchel, but just so you can see the size. They kind of actually, look at that. This is slightly shorter, but they're very similar in where they end. This is just obviously a lot smaller, slightly smaller drop, not much. Oh my gosh. Doo-doo. So I'll show you that. Obviously this is so much lighter. This isn't particularly heavy though. And then let me get the satchel, the mini. Okay, so we're gonna compare this mini satchel. Oh my gosh, this is the armpit bag, guys. So very different, very different. All right, well, thanks everybody for watching. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel for more Vintage Coach bag talks. Right now I am doing the Ergo series. I'm gonna try to talk about all the Ergos I have in my possession because it is the bag right now. It's one of the bags. I mean, there's quite a few people go for, but Ergos are popular at the moment. Also, if you haven't already, I do have a Facebook group called Vintage Coach Eye Candy, and I'd love it if you would join. If not just to look at pictures that are posted by other people, you could post your own if you've got Vintage Coach Eye Candy to share. So, all right, well, thanks for watching. I appreciate everybody. Bye-bye.